Congratulations, you've gotten a great start on your health and fitness journey, and you have even started to see some results from eating better and exercising more. But you know what? It must be Friday, because here comes your coworker. Hey, we're celebrating birthdays today. Come and have a slice of cake. Or it must be the weekend, because there's your husband saying, no, it's okay, sit down with me. Let's have a beer. We'll just chillax. You know, you were prepared for it to be tough on this weight loss journey, but maybe you weren't quite so prepared to feel like everybody is conspiring against you. But I'm here to tell you that it is totally okay for you to set a higher standard for yourself. And in fact, even more than okay, it is absolutely essential. That's what we're talking about today on The Buzz. Hey Killer Bee, it's Pahla B from PahlaBFitness.com, and it's The Buzz, where every Tuesday we talk about fitness mindset matters, because as you know, your fitness mindset totally matters. And if you're new around here, go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can join the conversation with us every week. You guys, it has never been tougher to lose weight and get fit. You know, the fact is, there are more people in America now that are overweight or obese than there are who are at a healthy or fit weight. There's never been more advertising on TV and radio and the internet constantly bombarding us with ads for food, like all kinds of food, all times of day and night. And not only that, but in my opinion, what's even worse about those advertisements is that they're not even really talking about their food as food. It's become an experience, a celebration, a treat, something you deserve, rather than fuel for a fit and healthy lifestyle. There are times when you're trying to lose weight when it just totally feels like the whole world is conspiring against you. And I get that. And I know you're not waiting for my permission, but I'm gonna tell you that it is okay. You have my permission to set not just a different standard for yourself, but in a lot of ways, a higher standard for yourself. It's okay to ignore advertising. It's okay to want something different for yourself than maybe everybody you know, your friends, your family, maybe different from something that they all want from themselves. You knew it was going to be hard to wake up early to work out. You knew it was going to be hard to think about fitness in a different way. You knew it was going to be hard to eat healthy. And here on The Buzz, we talk all the time about all the nonsense that goes on between your ears. But today we're going to talk about all the nonsense that's out in the world that's really tough to deal with. It's not self-sabotage, it's everybody else sabotage that we have to deal with too. But there are really, truly pros and cons to trying to live a healthy and fit lifestyle. And I know that sounds really funny. You're thinking, but it's all pros, I'll be healthy, I'll be fit. Probably the biggest con, the biggest thing against it is that a lot of people maybe it feels like everybody you know, your family, your friends, people who are closest to you, they might not understand. They truly might not get what you want for yourself when you say, I want to lose weight, I want to start exercising more. If they don't want that for themselves, or they want it in a different way for themselves, it's going to be really hard for them to understand you and to support you. Fighting against that can feel really hard when it's people that you love, people whose approval you want and need and crave, who are looking at you like, well, you must be crazy if you want to run a 5K. You must be crazy if you're turning down cake. What do you mean you don't want to, go out to dinner to celebrate? It's really tough to resist that. But I will tell you that the thing that is so amazing about this weight loss journey is that initially they might not understand. And it might take a really long time for them to change their minds. And they might never truly come around to your way of thinking. I mean, I'm 10 years into this thing and my mom still looks at me funny when I don't bake myself a birthday cake. She thinks it's very odd, but I don't like cake. and I'll still eat it if I have it in the house. So I just don't have one in the house. But you don't know who will come around to your way of thinking and who will end up being your biggest champion. And you also don't know who you might lose along the way. That's probably the biggest con, and it's something that I want to tell you now so that you can kind of be prepared for it. You might lose people. You might lose people that you care about who just can't be happy for you when you set a higher standard for yourself. And it is hard. It is really, really difficult to extricate yourself from, relationships that you might have had for a long time. And you don't necessarily have to just, be completely done, but you might have to take kind of a step away when you want more for yourself than somebody else wants for you. I lost friends along the way who just couldn't be happy for me. And the fact is, I'm gonna sound like my own mother did when I was in high school. If they're not happy for you, they weren't your friends anyways. And it's totally true. If the only thing that you have in common with someone is being unhappy with your current weight and not sure what to do about it, then that person is not a great friend to have along on your weight loss journey. And it might be time to take a little distance. The next thing that seems like a giant con is that you will be constantly battling messages from everywhere. I mean, like we were talking about with advertising, with your friends, with your coworkers, with family members. There will be an onslaught on the daily trying to keep you where you are. And that takes a lot of mental fortitude, a lot of mental stamina to constantly be blocking out those messages and thinking, that doesn't apply to me, that doesn't apply to me, I don't need that, it's okay to turn that down, it's okay to want something else for myself. It's hard. It's not just battling your own cravings. It's not just battling, the snooze button. It's not just your own self. These messages are coming from everywhere, TV, radio, internet, your family, your friends, that you're going to have to shut out and be skeptical of. When you see those ads on TV that say, doesn't this look like such a great time? You're going to start to be a little bit skeptical and think, what? No, that doesn't look like a great time anymore. I know exactly how I'll feel after I eat that. I will not feel good. I will not feel healthy. I will not want to exercise the next day. No, that doesn't work for me anymore. That is where we start to get to the pros. It all seems like pros. Of course, when you're on this weight loss journey, you're going to be healthier. You're going to be fitter. Those are all absolutely pros on that pro side. And like we were just talking about, you're going to gain a lot of mental strength, a lot of mental stamina, a lot of skepticism. And the last thing, we kind of touched on it when I told you that you might lose people. You're going to gain people in your life. When you start something new, anything new, one of the nicest things you can do for yourself is find a small or a large support group. You've got one here on The Buzz. You've got one in the Killer Beehive, my private Facebook group. But you can also find people that you know in real life who are interested in supporting you on your journey while you support them on theirs. There's a lot of support to be had. A lot of people are actually looking to set this higher standard for themselves. You're going to have to seek them out. And that is the reason why it is absolutely essential for you to set your higher standards, because you don't know who you're inspiring. The fact is, your tiny journey full of bumps and obstacles and toughness, somebody you don't even think is watching is totally paying attention. Somebody needs to see you succeed. Somebody might be like, what? I saw that you were starting this and it totally gave me the courage to do it too. And that's going to make everything totally worth it. Not just for yourself, but for everybody you know. I love to hear from you when we talk about these kinds of things on The Buzz. I know you've faced obstacles. I know you have faced resistance. And I would love to hear what you're thinking about this, what you're thinking about this topic, and how you're going to set that higher standard for yourself. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know all about that. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week on The Buzz.